We can kind of see that I've done the waterfall there. Really cute. Let's do an aerial view here, I guess. I got a little boardwalk and a couple other things here. I'll just maneuver down here. Got myself a really neat little platform for fishing. This is gonna get covered. I wanted the blue so it kind of shows through. And then I took the bear out. I didn't like the bear up here. He looked kind of funny. So instead I put a cougar right there. He is really cute. So it's a hand-painted cougar. It used to actually be a little leopard or cheetah, and I just changed it to be a little bit more wildlifey with the cougar. I think he looks really cute. As you can tell, there is a little bit of texture on here. I'm gonna go over that and show you how I managed to texture it to make it look kind of like water. Make it look like it's, you know, flowing, moving freely water. It also shows it up here. Can't really see too much on there. We're also gonna add some hot glue like I did here and here along some of these rocks. But once I get the other thing in, we'll do that. So I'm going to switch over to my still camera and we'll get started on how to go about making this, and then we'll actually attach it. So I'll be right back. Okie dokie, so to achieve this part here, it's really simple. All it is just basically just making stripes. So let's kind of start out like that. Let's just kind of go on something. I have a mat here that works really well. And that's all we're gonna do is just go up and down like that. That's basically it, and then just kind of take your glue gun and just kind of maneuver it to stripes like that. And then when it's sort of slowed down a little bit and it's looking drying, then we'll actually take it and just kind of, if you want like little finishes to make it look like flowing water, add a little tiny bit more to kind of come down just on top of it. It does look like that. And if you want it to be bubbly, just pounce on it. Make it really like that. That gives it a flow kind of thing. And then to get the bubbles like this, it kind of looks like bubbly water. You can kind of see it on here too, this bubbly kind of water. It's basically the same thing as this. I'll just make a blob here. Kind of looks like that. And just let it dry a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll just pounce on it. So once it's kind of dry, not to the point where you can take it off. So it kind of has a interesting flowy, watery texture. So I want to kind of get this in here. More or less like that. Get the tree out of the way. Kind of like this. This is where I want it because it's resting on the rocks at the bottom, and that's exactly where I need it. So I'm just gonna glue that down. So I could either use the hot glue or I can use UV resin, and I'm actually going to be using a little bit of both. I'm going to use the hot glue just to hold it in a spot right there. Just a little tiny speck. Just so I know where it's going. And at this point, it does not matter how it's held. It's gonna flow the right way anyways, so. So that just holds right where it's supposed to be. And then I'm gonna use my good old UV resin, just this stuff here. And my little UV black light. You kind of see it there. I'm gonna use just a little bit. See if we can make this higher. There we go. I'm just gonna blow it on. A little flooding. Just like that. Flood it on there. Use a stick here. I'm kind of stretching it so it'll actually stick. What this resin it's gonna do is it's gonna hold it so it's on there good. It's not coming off. Like it's hard. It's not gonna come off. It's not sticky. And then what I'm gonna do is, once I get everything stuck, I'm gonna go over it again up top here, just to flow over top of it a little bit, just so it stays. Now, go down to the second part. This is right here. Now, water flow is weird, so I'm gonna put a little anchor point right there. And I could do that with just hot glue. Just a little spot right here. That'll hold. And I got another rock right there. A rock right here. I'm gonna tuck this. I made it smooth enough so I can tuck it kind of underneath it. And that's gonna go there. So I'm gonna use the UV resin again, right in here, just a little bit. Let's set just a smidge, and then that. Now I am gonna hold this out a bit. So a bushy thing can go there, the tree's in the way. And then now it's pretty much sitting nicely. I can kind of go down a little bit now. Now we can kind of go to the bottom here. I do have a little bit of space right up there. Right here. I'm gonna push that down just a little bit. A little bit of resin. Now the resin's not gonna show through at all. Move this aside. You guys don't have to look at that. It's pretty bright. Okay, now we're gonna go down to here. See how it kind of doesn't quite meet the rocks down here, which is okay because this is where this piece is going to come in, is here. It's going to be kind of just right there, which is fine, which means that the splashes can go there. The water can be attached to it, and it doesn't matter if it flows around. So I'm just going to put a small little anchor piece just by drizzling some glue down it, just so it kind of falls and lands where I kind of need it to be. Added a little bit more glue. That way it can stay. Not worried about the glue strings or spider webs, whatever you want to call them. We'll get rid of those after. So there's that. And then there's all this lovely, kind of where I want it to be is right there, so, which works. So I'm just gonna melt some glue onto here, just on the bottom, just for the rocks. stick that there. Now it kind of looks like water. Kind of looks like splashes. Reinforce it with a little bit more glue. And then around the rocks, I'll just make little squigglies like that. And then that little one. There we go. All right, so there's the waterfall, and we'll do the next part here in just a minute. Okay, so we're gonna just put a little bit of this loveliness here. I'm just gonna start the flow up here, just super simple and low. It kind of blends in with all up here. Okay, see how much more clear that is? You can't even tell that it's even put there. It just looks like part of it. Nice and clear. Has a little bit of movement to it. Once it gets watered and stuff on it, and a final flow over top of all this, it'll look just fine. Add a little bit of flow into there, not too much, just a little bit. Right over there. There's that. So it looks really, really cool. There's that. There we go. Looks a little funky, but once I get other stuff on there and make it look a little bit better, I'll do some tweaking and stuff, it'll look just fine. And then the painting, which I'll wait till this is completely dry before I paint. And then we'll do that. So, but that's, this one looks like a much better splashings. Looks really cool. There we go. So there we have it, guys. That is building a waterfall. And I think it looks really cool with the waterfall on there now. It's all sparkly, especially from my view. You can see it's all nice and sparkly.